A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this week's video, but more on that later.
All right, Mr. Max.
Another one, yeah. Pray I'll leave it. Okay, I have got my work cut out for me this morning. So Lou has been in here spray painting inside, which that is a whole nother story. But he was getting this sorted, which is a fire-backed wall, like a heat-proof wall, and had to use high heat spray paint. And since it's winter, there was no warm place to do this because we don't have like a work shed. And so he spray painted inside, and it is a disaster in here. Like proper, there is, I don't know, can you see this? There's spray paint dust covering everything. Apparently it went in the drawers. It's just honestly a nightmare of a cleaning situation, but I personally kind of love a big deep clean. And I feel like for Lou, he was just like, couldn't face it. So Lou and Max are out playing, and it is my task to clean this place up. Okay, so the plan, I think, is to work top to bottom because all the dust is gonna fall down. I got paper towels, I got Clorox wipes. This is insane amount of spray paint dust, but just gotta pick a place to start. Oh, P.S. this whole thing is gonna be the spot of a new tiny stove, and it's gonna be so nice. Okay, can you tell? I've made a lot of progress. I know it doesn't look any different, but there is literally dust over every surface of this room, and I can see why Lou was feeling super overwhelmed because it's like covering his gear and covering everything. And yeah, it kind of made me start thinking about, we had some friends over recently who hadn't been up to the property yet. They're new friends, and they were like, how did you like learn how to build all this stuff? Like, what did you study in college and all that stuff? And Lou and I were both English majors, so this is not any technical training that got to the point where really Lou could build. I have not been building very much in the last 2 years, but it made me think like it does seem like a lot of skills to get to the point where you can like weld and spray paint and, you know, carpentry and all the things that Lou knows how to do. And it didn't start with knowing all those things. Obviously, you take it day by day, and I think that that's actually a really interesting concept. All right, we're gonna clean and chat because we have so much cleaning to do. This is how dirty everything is. Wow. But yeah, so it's like right now, winter feeling, especially on a homestead, you're kind of like in that planning, scheming, dreaming stage. Yes, like there's stuff that we can get done on the homestead, on the build, and Lou's doing that. And that's amazing, but the progress that you make in the winter is just slower and it's harder because, you know, some things like the spray paint, like it would have been way easier to just do this outside in warm weather because like you need a high temperature for the spray paint. So winter really is that time where you're like, what are the long-term projects that I am working on and how are we gonna get them from like in our mind to reality? And I think that that's something that we have gotten much better at now, but when we started with smaller projects. Like the van, I think for us was such an incredible experience, that build, because it was more human scale. Like the size of the project at the time though, it felt immense. Like when we started that van, I remember so many nights we were working like as long as we could during the day, and we would come back up and we're like, how are we ever gonna get that done? And I think that, you know, that honestly in times, I think felt like a bigger project than building out this whole homestead, because we hadn't flexed the muscles of like, okay, this is project planning. This is follow through. This is, you know, thinking that you can do something and then actually doing it. And that's kind of like an amazing skill to have, and you don't need to go to school for it. You don't need to really have anybody show you the way. It's just start with something small, and then you kind of build this muscle and this trust in yourself. And honestly, I think it's a huge confidence builder doing small projects and completing them. Even cleaning this office today is going to make me feel, I'm just cleaning out all these tools, got covered in gunk. This is going to be so satisfying work because I'm going to finish this cleaning project. Lou's going to be able to walk in here and he's going to be like, oh my gosh, the office is clean. My gear is saved. I'm going to be okay. Because for me, this is like no problem. I think it's like when you make the mess, it feels more overwhelming than cleaning up the mess, at least in my opinion. But yeah, it's just like you start off with little things. So let's say like you're working, who knows, maybe you want to start your own YouTube channel too. And it feels so overwhelming because there's so much to learn, and there's social media, and there's cameras, and then you have to do the actual thing that you're filming well, and all this stuff. But I think it's like, start with one part, or like you're writing your thesis for college. I did not do that. I did not write a thesis, but people do that. And it's just like any sort of big project, it's easier if you start doing the small thing that you do feel comfortable with, and like you'll push out of your comfort zone with time. Like that has been a massive lesson. Like the van pushed me out of my comfort zone so much in all areas of it. The comfort of living, the building, the size of the project. There are many tears shed on that van build, but when I look back at that van build and like the beauty of being in a remote area, even though at the time we were like, oh, it's so hard to get supplies here, and like we had to pack up the van every day to go to the hardware store because, you know, it was our car and it was gonna be our future home. These are just covered in spray paint. The other thing that I realized about these like long-term projects, and something that I've definitely gotten much better at over time, is that even though it's so exciting to know what the end is going to look like, and you want to feel it and visualize it and manifest like all of that goodness into your life, it's not actually like in your reality right now, and that's okay. But that means that like you still need to take care of yourself in the process of getting there. So I feel like before, Lou and I would like work ourselves into a tizzy trying to get things done and work as hard as we could, and then like kind of burn out and go through periods of like work so hard, then like crash and burn, then recover, go back and forth. And now like it's just so nice to try to take the time throughout the process to not only enjoy the process of working towards our dreams, but also take care of our body. I thought I heard him knocking, but I can see Lou cleaning in that room. And it's like, it's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong, we definitely like push it sometimes. But even just right now, like Max is sleeping, and you know, I did probably 45 minutes of computer work, and now I could have kept going. But instead, I'm gonna take a second, do some yoga, and stretch out my body, because I know that I will feel so much more grounded if I do that. Even if I get like less done, like it's okay, because I will be more present in my afternoon working this way. So yeah, this is just like a reminder that it's okay to move slowly, and by moving slowly you actually get to where you're going. Like maybe not faster, but you do get there, and you get there in a way where you enjoyed getting there, so the end is even sweeter, if that makes sense. So I feel like we have two kinds of like big long-term projects that happen around here, and that's like the physical building projects that really is in Lou land. Like, you know, we have upcoming, we want to build a playground, we want to build a chicken coop. There's so many things on that list of like the physical projects that will push our homestead along. Not that playground is like a key component, but it will make life way more fun. And then on the other side of things, we have like the content projects, so like the weekly videos, or almost weekly lately, and all the other things that go with like the Wild Room content. And part of that, which has been so amazing lately, is our meditation collections. And so we actually got started recently writing the next collection. So our first collection was called Seasons of Change, and it was a kind of like an intro to meditation. They were generic is the wrong word, but they're really like suited for everything. Like you could just use it when you felt like you needed some time to collect yourself. You could use it if you're feeling good, wanted to boost your mood, that kind of thing. But this collection's a little bit different. This collection is specific, and it's something that both Lou and I really were craving as like a tool in our toolkit. And so that's what I'm working on now. It's called Unwind, and it's gonna be really, really good. I don't know when it's coming, but I've written one, Lou's written one, and more are coming through. So right now I'm gonna try to get some of that done. And this project I think is so beautiful to create too, because it actually builds and brings like peace and calmness into my life. Because when you try to write something like a meditation or like bring that into the world, you have to put your like brain into a state where you're like feeling like you're meditating. You know, it's in a way the writing is a meditation. And yeah, so it's such a gift to me, like this special writing time. I got my fire going. It's roaring, it's gonna be warm. Got a blank Word doc, which is always a good feeling. And the sun is actually shining, so we got solar happening today, and Lou and Max are out playing. And yeah, it's just, it's an inch by inch kind of day today. Some days are so productive, some, you know, chunks of days. Sometimes we have friends here, like Noah's here, and like they are in gung-ho work mode for like 4 days straight, and they like knock a huge project out. And those days are so satisfying and so great, but like you can't like sprint every day of your life. And also the days that are really important are the days where you're just chipping away at the things that you're dreaming about. And so that's what today is. Like, we cleaned the office, so the office is back in action, which is like makes Lou's soul so happy. And then we're gonna chip away at Unwind, which is like the process of writing that is so soothing for me. So I think it's just giving yourself the understanding that like some days huge progress will happen and other days little progress happen, and there are obviously days where nothing gets done, and though they all push you to where you're trying to go. So I'm gonna write for a little bit and stop talking, because I could talk and hang out with you forever. Thank you, Lou, for listening to all of my jibber jabber. And yeah, I hope it's not too long-winded, but I just feel like this is such a topic that I care about, like bringing your dreams into reality. And it can be daunting sometimes, and it can feel overwhelming sometimes when you're like, I want to do this big thing, but like, how am I even supposed to get started? And you just get started a little bit, and don't like allow yourself to get sucked into the like, oh my gosh, there's so much to get done. I'll never finish. I'll never get there, because like, and I feel that, like, I totally get that. I feel that emotion, but the way to work through the emotion is to be like, okay, I understand. I wish that I was further along on this, but instead, what can I do right now that will bring me enjoyment and will bring me closer to where I'm dreaming of? And for me right now, that is going to be sitting in front of the fire that I just made with my computer and getting some writing done. Also, does anybody else write a lot with their eyes closed? For some reason, when my eyes are closed, I can like get into the zone better, and then my fingers just, like, it just flows out. Like, things just happen. Bye-bye. Oh, bye-bye. garlic. What else do you think? A little bit of pepper. Perfect. Maybe a little bit more. You're doing it. That's what you made. Put this on the meat, okay?
Directly into the park. Are you being funny?
Are you talking to the camera?
Are you saying things? What are you saying? You're saying stuff?
Do you want to be a lumberjack like Dada? Here. Oops, I got it.
I can't chop when you're sitting here. No, this was the one I was about to chop. You see it's like a nice rectangle? Yeah. If you want me to chop it, Max, you can go stand back by where your mama is. Then I'll chop it. Look at her go! Alright, that was a promise. Are you ready? There we go.
Yeah, that one's for Max. Yeah, that's a funny one, isn't it?
Making dinner now, and I feel like I had some closing thoughts on how we actually get things done around here, and so much of it is leaning into our strengths. Oh, you want to talk too? So much of it is leaning into our strengths because, you know, Lou is so organized and so motivated at like getting projects completed, and it's really nice to like live alongside somebody who's like that. And I used to be a part of that part of it, but now I feel like Max and I hang more, obviously, with the baby, right? But of late, Lou and Max are like spending so much time together, and yeah, Dada, you want to go see Dada? Do you think he's taking Freya for a walk? What do you think he's doing? Chopping wood? Okay.
Hi, little bear.
Oh my gosh. Wow, there's deer in the meadow. Freya, down. Don't want her to see them. Wow, there's so many. They're gonna go try to see them. Oh, they're running away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 huge whitetail. Like right behind the solar panels. Wow, they're just playing out there. Oh, Max is gonna love this. Hi, baby.
Hi.
You guys ready for dinner?
Yeah. We were chasing deer.
That was so cool. How many deer were there?
There were like 8
There
of
was
them.
like so many, Max. Did you see the deer?
Yeah, he was like, oh.
Deer, right? Then we can tell you what our secret ingredient in the spice blend is.
Oh, I'll figure it out.
No, we're gonna figure it out. Let's see. Max Dada thinks he can figure out what our spice blend is. This is a fun game. What's in our spice blend?
Coriander.
Nope.
Rosemary.
Nope. Our online store is powered by Squarespace, and I just want to take a second to thank them for sponsoring this week's video. When we launched our first collection of meditations, I built us a super simple product page. But today I was feeling inspired to zhuzh it up a little bit. I wanted to make a more eye-catching and informative landing page for Seasons of Change that not only gives you more information, but also is fun to look at. I really love the Squarespace templates because they are a great launching point to build from, so you don't have to start from scratch unless you want to. No need to get intimidated by coding. You can just drag and drop your photos and text and get your business off the ground quickly. If you'd like to start your own online store or website, head to squarespace.com/wildweroam for a free trial and 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. And if you've tried Seasons of Change, we would so love to hear from you, either in the comment section below or an email or an Insta DM. It's just really fun to hear how the meditations are affecting your life. So I hope you're having a wonderful week, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.